Hello, hello, what is going on, guys? Welcome to another World of Warships Legends extravaganza. Your host, that is me, I am Phoenix61, so make sure to follow my channel. We are doing World of Warships Legends videos every day. We are rocking the Giuseppe Verdi today. This is a Tier 8 premium Italian destroyer, right? So, unlike some of the others, you don't get a smokescreen with this one, but as many people do not expect, you do get radar, which is really, really great. So I actually don't mind seeing so many destroyers in our game, right? That's not too bad. The Yamato and, some of those battleships hurt a little bit, right? We're a little underpowered to go up against them. But we have done a secondary battery build on this ship. So that is, in my opinion, the way to go. You do get the a little bit heavier damage doing SAP rounds, right? And today, I was kind of in a mood, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go in and see see if I can surprise some destroyers coming around these corners, right? So I'm like, there's 4 destroyers in this game. There's no way there's not gonna be one that tries to sneak into our zone, right? So I'm going to take advantage of my ship's strengths. We got really awesome secondary batteries. We've got radar. That lasts a surprisingly long amount of time, right? And I'm like, okay, here's a Minotaur that's being a little bit, he's kind of making the same play I am too, right? He doesn't want to take hits because he's a Minotaur, right? He doesn't want to get hit by battleship, right? So he's going for cover and he's using that spot in the middle of the map, right? So, and then somebody else's radar picks up this Hayate. And so we've got that going for us. And then he gets within the 3-kilometer range. So I do have the RGA of ship mods on selected instead of concealment. So I'm picking up that Hayate without, sonar or radar or anything. So nobody's spotting him but me. He's just too close, right? He's within 3 kilometers. So once he gets out of that 3-kilometer range, he's no longer spotted. But I'm like, man, this is just too tempting. To go out and get him, and then we'll probably spot him just without even using our radar, right? But then to be able to slip into their zone and see if we can't nail that Minotaur too at the same time, right? But looking at the mini-map, the Minotaur had moved away, and then here's the Hayate. So we'll trigger our secondary battery booster here, and then once he goes unspotted, we'll trigger the radar. And then we'll get at least 1 main battery shot on him as well. And I'm sure he's sending torps this way if he didn't already. So I'm looking to see how soon I can turn away, right? But it does look like we're getting a little bit of help as far as somebody else was shooting the Hayate for us, I think. It looks like there's bullets flying towards them. I don't know how well they're doing, right? And then I'm like, how did that not finish him? So because we've done a secondary battery build, the main battery's not that great, right? And then this is where I'm going to get into a little bit of trouble because, with this map, a lot of times at the higher tiers, everyone kind of goes off to the sides, right? With the exception of maybe a destroyer here and there that wants to sneak up the middle. But so to have this Yamato still hanging out and chilling here in the middle, I was like, oh no, he's still in their zone even, right? So I was like, that was my plan is foiled, right? And so then here's the torpedoes from the Hayate. So I'm trying to figure out which way to go to take the least amount of these, right? So it looks like I'm just based on my trajectory, I was going to be forced to take at least 1, but we're able to take 1 instead of 2, right? And then this Yamato is going to pick on us, which makes total sense, right? But somebody else has already taken out a battleship, right? So it's me versus this Yamato, and he is in range of our secondaries, right? So we're going to get some whittle down damage done to him, and I just need to try and be angled as appropriately as possible, right? So then I'm keeping an eye out for what my other targets could be. That Alaska's even within range of our secondaries, right? So we're just shooting from both sides here at this point. But Alaska can also do some pretty brutal damage to us too, so we want to make sure we're not angled poorly against him as well. But then the Ohio took him out, right? So at this point I feel I'm man, maybe I'm just running a really good distraction and people are like, oh no, look at that Giuseppe Verdi in our base, and then just aren't paying attention to the regular flanks that you normally have to deal with, right? But I was actually kind of surprised that this Yamato wasn't able to do a little bit more damage to us than he does here, right? So If you look at his health, he's got about 3/4 left here still, and we're absolutely just whittling him away. And then I'm trying my best to kind of time my angling, right, to be able to turn in, get bullets on him, and then turn, turn away to get our turrets on him, and then turn back towards him to try and bait him a little bit to aim for the sidewall, but then turn at the last second, right? You know what I'm getting at, right? Like, let's just not be poorly angled to a Yamato, right? But technically, he's gonna, like, over time, he's gonna overpower us, right? He's gonna get us eventually, even with this secondary battery build. But like, I'm like, we're getting help, But like, just like one-on-one, I was like, I'm committed. Like, I'm just gonna last as long as I can. And of course, yeah, he takes out one of our turrets too. So I'm like, don't worry, you were aiming for the wrong ones. It's the secondaries that we're here for, right? So then he gets another volley, and now we were angled pretty good, so we didn't take hardly anything from him. And if you're gonna shoot at our busted ass turret, it's not, it's already broken, but you can't do can't do anything else to it, right? So, but he is angling appropriately here right now for the time being as well. So we're having the same challenge shooting him. But yeah, and then of course I'm like, with every secondary battery that doesn't do good damage, I'm like, come on. But you see, some of these are doing like 1200. Like, we're rocking pretty good. And then yeah, I'm like, okay, well, we'll just head towards them. Let's angle as best we can. We got 3 heals here, so I'm just like desperately using them, and then he like just turns in a little much, and I'm like, you know what, I think we can probably citadel him, and then sure enough we do. And then he had just fired, so I'm turning in hard to try and get this rear turret around to just finish him off. And then that works out for us as well. Surprisingly, like with this secondary battery build, like the accuracy is not the greatest with the main guns. But yeah, a little bit of a mistake on his part. Maybe he got overconfident because I was getting low on health, and we just took advantage of his angle there, right? And then we'll see if we can't help out with this L-beam, seeing as how he's really the only thing in range of us here. Then I'm like, come on, baby. Like somebody else is going to get that. Yep, Des Moines for the win on that one. And then nothing left to do but turn around and go in for the zone cap. But I think they still have... So they do still have a destroyer and a battleship. I think it's a main and he ends up having quite a bit of health left. So we'll go in and challenge him. And then I'm not sure if this destroyer... I mean, if you're a fan of the page and you know me, I always have will to rebuild, but he is heading right for me, right? So thank you very much, kind sir, for the will to rebuild. But we are angled a little bit poorly against this main, because I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, oh, he's coming for me. He's coming to help out. And then, yeah, it was a bad angle, but we got lucky and didn't take too much damage there, right? But we give out a thanks, and that gets us up to 20,000 health. Did we take a little bit of heal there or not? Well, whatever. But anyway, he's our saving grace this time around for the time being, right? But yeah, if he sticks with us coming into this zone, we'll be pretty much unstoppable as long as we kind of watch our angling and don't get unlucky with a really bad hit, right? So I'm kind of hoping to bring this main back in close enough so that we can do some more secondary battery damage, right? And then we see some torps here. So we're slamming the brakes and turning in towards them. It wouldn't be too big of a deal. We might be able to handle that one, right? But we managed to dodge that. And then we'll press forward again. So we know that destroyer is out there, right? But you don't want to just make yourself a sitting duck, right? So move forward again for a little bit to kind of try and, like, bait the next rack of torps, right? So like make them think you're gonna be on, a certain trajectory, and then we'll have to adjust course here at some point again, right? But I'm close to losing my will to rebuild from this destroyer. Okay, the other one's coming in behind us here. So now, yeah, so I'm gonna turn in a little bit here just so that we've got a good angle on the main. I really want to like turn so I can get this rear turret, but that might, yeah, we got to keep in mind that destroyer is off to our left, somewhere over there, right? So I'm gonna hit the brakes now, and we'll see if that works. See what kind of luck we have torpedo wise. There's so many ships by us, he might just be like, shoot them in there wherever, right? We've got the Des Moines, we got a cruiser behind us. Yep, so there they come. Okay, so he must be moving around back, so that worked out for us. If he was moving towards the main, I think he probably would have had an easier shot on us. But yeah, now we can go balls to the wall. We are up to over 200 secondary battery hits at this point. 156,000 damage. Can we get the kill on the main? Nope. And unfortunately we've used up all of our radar here too, so we can't pick up the destroyer, but somebody else has it. Des Moines for the win here. So there's always a couple of seconds before when someone activates their radar before you can actually lock onto the target. So we'll see if we can get this hit or not. Everyone's gonna shoot him. He's literally the last ship left. But yeah, this was one of those moments where I was like, I was in a mood, I was in an aggressive playing mood, right? And so I went for it, and I was like, I couldn't believe it worked out. Like, normally that's not, like, normally that's a little bit too, you know, you're being a little bit too pushy. But I think that map, like, you know, I do have the assumption that, like, people sort of tend to not, you know, battleships and cruisers don't tend to come in towards the middle, right? So I was like, hey, I'm a Giuseppe Verdi with radar and awesome secondaries. I could probably take on a destroyer that's coming, that's trying to sneak in through the zone, right? Because that's what you normally see in that map. But anyway, so this is not Lady of the Cold, Paolo de Revel, right? Up in the top right, you can see who the real commander is. So Lady of the Cold is just the Geist from one of the winter events this year, right? And we are all secondary battery. So Franz von Hipper is a must for inspiration. Then I am using Bismarck for the second one. And then Porcupine is a must. And then we're going Firefighter. I'm not a huge fan of the shell switching. This is Master Mechanic. You could use Properly Meticulous if you really wanted to go all out, balls to the wall secondary, including Running with Scissors would be the extra, even more aggressive way to go as your legendary perk. But I like to play it a nice balanced play style here on Phoenix 61's channel. So we do Will to Rebuild. That has, you know, I get a lot of use out of Will to Rebuild, not gonna lie. I don't know what that says about me. Maybe it says I suck, but we had fun with it, right? We had fun with it. Thank you guys so much for watching my video all the way through today. Please do subscribe to the channel. That really does help me out, and also motivates me to keep going with more and more videos. And then, yeah, we do play some other games. Occasionally I'm into, you know, Minecraft and what is it, Skull and Bones a little bit right now these days. I really want to get back into Elite Dangerous, you know, so we're mixing things up. We do live streams occasionally as well, so keep an eye out for those. Sometimes they're very much impromptu, random, late night live streams, right? So thanks again. We'll see you guys tomorrow.